Hello, everybody, and God bless. Welcome to another show of Bears Talk Football. That's BTF back at you. I am your host, Kevin Zico. We're going to be talking about are the Bears Super Bowl contenders and what does a Super Bowl contender must have to make the Super Bowl on either side of the ball, on offense or defense. And let's get straight into it. Let's just get straight into the video. Let's go back, though. Let's go back to the Super Bowl. Bears have Rex Grossman, lights out defense. We all know what happened there because the Bears did not have that special quarterback. Every Super Bowl team has at least one. They have either a lights out defense or a lights out quarterback. Well, maybe the Bears don't have the lights out quarterback. Maybe they don't have that quarterback. But what they do have is a very, very lights out defense, a very good front four, very deep and good and their DBs and their corner positions, at their linebacker positions. I mean, up and down that chart on defense, the Bears are good, talented, young, and athletic. But on offense, do the Bears have what it takes? And the answer is yes. They have a quarterback that's maybe not lights out, but he's been there and done that and beat the best at it. Nick Foles, your starting quarterback, beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. He beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I know it wasn't no 14-13 game. He had to put points up on that board. He had to beat not only Tom Brady of the New England Patriots, but he had to beat Bill Belichick. So the Bears do have what it takes to be in the Super Bowl. They are Super Bowl contenders because they might not have the franchise Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson or Drew Brees or Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, but what they do have is Nick Foles. They do have a quarterback that can do all three. Are you ready? Manage the game, protect the football, and put points on the board when he's called upon. Yes, Nick Foles is not afraid of the spotlight. He is not afraid to go make a big pass, a big play. He's not afraid to call off a play and to say kill and to switch the play into a 40-yard bomb. He's not scared to switch the play from a 40-yard bomb into a running play to the right because he doesn't think that this play is going to be successful, and he'd rather have a 2-yard run or a 3-yard run than have a 8-yard sack, then have a interception throw, then have a strip sack fumble. What am I saying? Your Chicago Bears will be in Tampa this year, if healthy, unless a whole bunch of injuries go wrong, unless Nick Foles is horrible or gets hurt, and that's not the case. Monday night, you're going to see the Bears offense take over. Well, you might say, well, Kevin, what do the Bears have on offense to offer? We know what they have on defense, but is the Bears offense good enough to be Super Bowl contenders? And the answer is yes, not just because of Nick Foles. Let's see what they got around Nick Foles at the running back position. They have David Montgomery that just does not go down very easy. And believe me, if they had any type of offensive line on the running game, you will see David Montgomery will easily be a 1,000-yard running back. And he's also good at catching the ball in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? He's just a all-around running back that just does not go down, and that is one of the hardest running backs to tackle in open field in the NFL. They have Cordell Patterson, that is a 6'4" running back that's over 225 pounds that has a bunch of speed. That is also was converted into a wide receiver. So they got two running backs that not only are hard to tackle in the open field, are very strong, very quick, and they have hands. They can become wide receivers when called upon. They have Allen Robinson, which in my opinion, I believe he's very close to a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. If not, for sure, he's top 10, more around the 6-7 in the NFL in all wide receivers. They have Anthony Miller. Well, Anthony Miller has a good game and then goes away a little bit. But here's the thing, in the playoffs, Anthony Miller can make those big catches. Anthony Miller already showed that he can make those very tough, difficult catches, stay in bounds, 1-2 feet in, under covered, and catch the ball. We've seen that him and Nick Foles connected, run to the L in Atlanta, and the ball will be there. You know what I'm saying? They have Darnell Mooney, which is having a very good year for a rookie drafted in the fourth round. Very small, but very quick, and can go up and get him because he's athletic. I mean, they throw this ball up there and he just goes and gets him. I mean, and as the season goes on, as Nick Foles builds more confidence in Darnell Mooney, you're going to see Darnell Mooney explode. You're going to start, as the Bears figure out what's the best way to use Darnell Mooney, because he's not just a throw it as far as you can and let him go get it. He's a very good route runner. I mean, watch this guy run some routes. And I mean, he is very good on route running. Very good. Darnell Mooney, awesome pick. Love him. Love him, and I wouldn't be surprised within the next year or two if he's a Pro Bowl wide receiver. I mean, he's got potential number 2 on him all day long. All day long. They have Ted Ginn, experience, played with the New Orleans Saints. Been there, done that in the playoffs. Also speed, good hands. They have some weapons. We forget about Wims, we forget about Radley Wrigley, and that's because they got these wide receivers. They have Jimmy Graham, who looks alive again. They have at the tight end position, they have Cole Kmet, which caught his first touchdown pass, and and also had a couple catches in the game. But he was only targeted like 3 times. So the Bears are going to have to start getting him in motion, start using him as the trust goes on. The Bears offense is only going to improve. This is not one of those Bears teams that we're constantly going to see, I mean, the only thing that's really hurting them is the running game right now, because they don't really have an offensive line. If that running game can go back to the way it was the first 3 weeks, you're going to see Nick Foles have a field day with the passing game. And this is why the Bears will get to the Super Bowl, because the Rams are not as good as everyone says they are. Who did they beat? Nobody really. They beat the New York Jets. They beat the Atlanta Falcons. They beat the Dallas Cowboys. And I think they beat the New York Jets. They lost to the 2 teams the 2 teams that were good. They lost to, which was the Buffalo Bills. And they lost to the San Francisco 49ers, which are hurt and not even good because of injuries. They don't have Nick Bosa. 85% of their defense, of their whole team, is hurt. And yet, Goff did not throw for 200 yards. Under 200 yards at 198 with 2 interceptions and 1 in the end zone. So I ask you this. How do people give a 5.5-point favorite to the Los Angeles Rams? Your Chicago Bears are going to blow out the St. Louis Rams Monday night, but that's not the topic. My point is who's good enough to beat the Bears? You have the Rams. People are picking them as contenders. They're 4-2. Okay. You have the Bucks, already beat them. Okay. They're at 4-2 also. You have the Saints. Okay, which will be playing them not this week, but the week after. And the Seattle Seahawks, which have no defense, but has the quarterback. The New Orleans Saints, I mean, they have Drew Brees, but he's not Drew Brees anymore. He's an aging quarterback that can't really move out of the pocket. The Bears will win games like that when it's an aging quarterback that can't move out of the pocket. I mean, look what they did to Teddy Bridgewater. If he was not as quick and crafty as he is, the Bears wouldn't have 4 sacks. They could have 7 sacks. Easy 6. You know, they beat Tom Brady. We've seen what they would do to quarterbacks that stay in the pocket, that's not going to run. I mean, the Phillip Rivers, the offensive line did a good job in that game, but I think the Bears clicked against Tampa. I mean, I don't see the Saints beating the Bears in the playoffs at home. I don't see Tampa doing it again at home against the Bears. I don't see Seattle doing it either. Because the Bears could stop their offense, and they don't got a good defense. So I ask you this, why not the Bears in the Super Bowl in Tampa this year, 2020? I mean, if they're going to score 24 to 27 points a game with that defense, not only they're going to be in every game, but they're going to have to lead a lot. See, if the Bears get off to an early start, let me ask you this. What happens if the Bears offense do clicks and they do put up that 27, that 30 points, that 38 points, that 40-point game? Would they give us some credit then? That's what we have for the show today. Leave comments, push the subscribe button. You tell me, do you think the Bears are Super Bowl contenders? Do you believe and agree with what I say? Do you think, that there's somebody out there that can beat them? If I'm wrong, if you think that Tampa's better, if you think that the Rams are better, if you think that New Orleans is better, if you think that Seattle's better, then show me. Stats, papers, numbers do not lie. It's going to be hard to beat the Bears in January, in February, at home, in that cold, in that snow. It's going to be hard the passing game is going to be a lot harder, and it's going to be a lot more easier on the defense. Understand that the Bears defensive players and the defensive back know that they can rush for. They know that defensive front is going to get pressure so they can jump the route. When they see Matt coming or Quinn coming, and everyone's saying, well, Quinn only has one sack, but look at the pressure Quinn is bringing. This front four is awesome. Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, Bernard Nichols, and Robert Quinn. And they don't even got Eddie Goldman that sat out due to COVID-19. So, my opinion, Nick Foles could take the Bears very far. Matt Nagy, you're going to start seeing play calls from Matt Nagy because he said it himself that there was play calls in the book that Trubisky did not like that Nick Foles likes. And if you don't like what's in the book, tell us and we won't use it. You're going to start seeing the flea flickers, the plays, less of the 2, 3, 4 yard passes. So let's go Bears. Monday night, baby.